Good morning, you guys. I'm filming a day in the life of a tattoo artist. My name's Marissa. I am a tattoo artist. And I made some bacon, my last 3 pieces of bacon, 2 eggs, my banana bread thinly sliced, and some tea. I just finished eating breakfast, but I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite things of this month. The first favorite I want to share with you is a director that I highly recommend watching his films. His name is Roy Anderson. It is kind of like a muted, cool tone, and it's like in short story format. And right now I'm completely loving my short stories. The movies by Roy Anderson are called A Pigeon Sat on a Branch, Reflecting on Existence. His movies have really interesting titles and can be very existential or simply talking about these bigger things of life. And everyone's face looks like it's painted white, which makes me think that he's kind of interpreting everyone as a clown or kind of representing that, which you know how I feel about my clowns because all I draw are flowers and clowns, so anything that is clown related I find really interesting. The movie that I just saw is another one by him called Songs from the Second Floor. That one's probably my favorite movie by him. I just think that one ties together really well. That one's very like otherworldly to me. This one line from the movie where there's a dad and there's another scene of this dad. He actually burnt down his whole business, but that's another thing. And this dad says he's gone mad because he started writing poetry, and about his son, which I just think is really interesting because as I'm learning about myself as an artist, sometimes making art does kind of make you go insane because you're like bringing out all these parts of yourself. Not that it's bad, it's just like not everyone will understand. And the second favorite that I wanted to share is the book The Creative Act, and I'm going to read some quotes. So the first quote I want to read from The Creative Act, which was given to me as a gift 2 Christmases ago, is "The world is the doer and we are the witness. We have little or no control over the content." The second quote is "Limit your practical choices to free your creative imagination." And that's one where he's talking about kind of building routine or just not really overthinking mundane things in life so that you can spend more of that time creating. The third one is "The temptation to insert too much of yourself in this first phase can undermine the entire enterprise. The seed that doesn't get watered cannot reveal its ability to bear fruit. It's generally preferable to accumulate several weeks or months worth of ideas and then choose which of them to focus on, instead of following an urge or obligation to rush to the finish line with what is in front of us today. My third favorite thing is I have a flashboard that I always bring with me to markets, and one of my favorite flash, which I was talking to a potential client with because they asked me like what's my favorite flash, and my favorite one is this clown holding a flower, and I'll put it up here. And I really like this because it combines my clowns and my flowers together, like they're kind of in unity, and I think it's really cute, like imagining this world of like people holding flowers that big. I mean, there are flowers that big, but just like to see nature like the size of a human is very whimsical. There's about a week left where you can get, I have a flash deal where you can get 1 tattoo for $100, and then any tattoo after that in the same session is only $50. This is my current sketchbook, and I did also just upload a sketchbook tour of my last graded notebook, which is my favorite. I finally treated myself to another one, and this one's a little different. The other one was cool tone. This one's like warm tone, so I feel like that's really interesting. I already started putting like stickers. This one's my sticker. I don't sell these online currently, but if you see me at a fair, I have been selling them for $5 each. This one I traded when I went to the zine fair last weekend, and I actually have a little vlog of that on my TikTok at marisamargaretlee. And this one, my mom, I think my mom gave that to me. I'm pretty sure she sent that one to me. So this is what I have right now. I drew like little mice, butterflies with the clown faces, a little comic. Because sometimes I'll write one-liners and then I kind of want to challenge myself to start creating comics with that. And then I really liked this squiggle that I did. I was just kind of drawing squiggles, and then I turned it into like, oh, it could be the bottom or like the border of something like grass. So this is the windbreaker, and I thrifted it. I just really love the color of this windbreaker, and I think the way that it's on my waist is perfect. And there's pockets that are actually like netted and warm. And there's a hood. And I mean, my favorite thing honestly is the color. And then it has these. And I like that I can zip it all the way. So this is my favorite piece of clothing. I'm going to go take a walk, and I'm wearing my favorite windbreaker. I'm wearing this hat. I only got one made. I did the unboxing in a previous video, but it is one of my favorite caps right now. I'm just getting my bag ready to work at the coffee shop. Checking in again. I just got back home from the coffee shop, and honestly, I'm feeling very down, so I'm kind of just going to read. I don't know, ideally, I guess like reading for the rest of the day. It may help me combat the sadness. If you guys want a video kind of about my mental health journey, please let me know, because sometimes that can be comforting to other people. Sometimes it can like trigger people to get sad also, but sometimes it's nice kind of knowing that other people also get sad, and sometimes it doesn't show outwardly or like on your face, but like kind of just voicing it can be comforting. So let me know if you'd want something like that. But I think I'll just finish this graphic novel, sit in bed, make some food, read my other book. Sometimes I like want to do more activities, but then it kind of like builds up inside of me that I like don't feel good, and then I'm like sort of not addressing it. But there's also times where doing activities is a really good way to stay active, but I think it's just one of those days where I kind of just have to like sit in my sadness in a sort of way, not like more of sitting in sadness to acknowledge it and not ignore it. It's just one of those days where like I don't think I can really do much, and I just need to sit in it. I'm also reading Crying in H Mart, and I don't know if this book triggered my sadness, but sometimes when I feel down and reading like a really sad book, it's actually quite comforting. But I also just want to note that I'm happy I'm reading several books by different female Asian authors, and I'm really proud of myself for that, because Remember when I first started reading again 6 months ago, I kind of wanted, that was one of my goals, to just like read more female authors. That was like my first step. And then the second step is them being Asian or some sort of just other race. And now that's happening. All the books I'm reading, well, except for one of them, my science fiction book, is an female Asian author. This video is probably very long, mainly because of my March favorites, but I still wanted to make it into a day with me. I just finished the graphic novel, Roaming. I really enjoyed it. I've never finished any type of book in the span of 2 days because I feel like that's kind of vulnerable. I don't know why I feel like that's kind of vulnerable, but I wanted to share my favorite page. This one is my favorite page. And I just really like how the novel has a lot of 2-page spreads of just pure illustration. I really like how on these bigger pages, it's like squiggly drawings, squiggly squiggles to do the shading instead of like solid color. And I really like that there's a precise color palette of maybe 4 colors, and I find that interesting because I'm trying to work on a risograph print, and with the risograph, pretty much can only pick like a certain amount of colors, and I think I want to start with 2 colors, and I think that'll be like a fun challenge to do for myself. But yeah, I'm working on that, so this was really cool. And something I want to do with this book is go back and look at all the scenery and kind of try to study that and how I could put like my clowns in different scenarios. And I also got really inspired to finish my comic zine. I wanted to show you guys the food I made. I made bell pepper and eggplant, which is probably my favorite combination. And this one is okra, tomato, and onion, kind of stewed all together. And I'm putting this on top of it. It's garlic chili. I recommend, if you like spicy, to get that one. The rest of the night will probably be watching a movie, or working on some sort of art, which is how I usually spend my nights. Yesterday I started working on a stamp, so either I can work on a stamp or print out my last zine that I'll probably be working on. I do want to work on another zine, but I think it's just kind of too stressful to be working on it the day of. There'll be clips of the zine fair, but probably in next week's video and just my monthly recap video. I wanted to thank you guys for tuning in to this day in the life of a tattoo artist, which involves a lot of making art and just trying to take care of my mental health and live life and stay healthy. And leave me a comment that says candle if you made it all the way to the end of this video, and also let me know what type of content you'd like to see. If you're interested in getting a tattoo, you can reach out to me at marisamargaretlee@gmail.com, and you can follow me on Instagram or TikTok, which I've been posting on a lot this month. And I'll see you guys in the next video.